Okay, so can I answer?
Yeah.
Okay. Regarding to the question, let me share a little story about myself. I think it was like 10 or 7 years ago that I found out that my mom actually had a business of her, like her personal business that she registered in my older sister's name. We never knew about the business. My dad left us when I was 2. And after
Left. When you left, what does it mean?
He didn't die. He packed his things and he left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So after that, initially I thought it was a dream until I think I was like 22. When I told my mom, and my mom said it wasn't a dream. I kept having this reoccurring thing where I see somebody pulling a woman's hair. And I thought it was just a bad dream. But my mom said it wasn't. And we went to I personally went to the point of asking like my uncles, like what happened? Was my mom disrespectful? Blah, blah, blah. Like trying to find out like why did you just opt and leave?
How many siblings do you have?
I have an older sister.
So there's just 2 of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I tried finding out like why, and I remember in one of the things that I thought was a dream, I always remember walking into a place and I just see blank. I knew there were stuffs there, but then like I just see blank. So when I asked we were gisting about it one day, and and when I mentioned it to my mom said, "Oh no, it wasn't a dream. That was the day my dad left. He packed everything in the house and he left."
Okay.
Now, the way my mom brought us up, I think one of the issues that we ladies have are some of the things that we see our mothers suffer.
Exactly.
Post-traumatic.
So you just get to that point and you're like, I can't do this shit.
Yes.
What do you mean by shit? Because I really need to.
That's why I started with the story. My dad.
And you've described what your father.
My dad made it clear to my mom that he doesn't want her to work. He wants her to be at home. So when she had that business, she transferred it to him. But then he was using the profits, according to what my uncle told me, not even my mother's side, my dad's side now. My uncle told me my dad was using the profits to buy Benz. Imagine buying Benz in 1994.
Mercedes Benz.
Yeah. Do you get? So my sister didn't even have the kind of issues I had.
You haven't told us the issues you have.
I'm getting to that point. I'm getting to that point. The way my mom brought us up, my mom didn't bring us up to depend on men for money.
Okay.
And when I started growing up, 2 of my mom's uncles took over like all our affairs after my dad left. So from school fees to clothes to everything. So when I started having boyfriends, I started having issues. Because when I ask you for something and you don't give it to me, I passed through that entitlement phase. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
When I ask you for something and you don't give it to me, I'll be like, fuck hell shit. And then I go to my uncle because I know he will give it to me. It took years, but then I realized that I had to reorientate myself.
Good. Okay.
So I have been in situations where since I started working, I've been in situations where I was earning more than the guy.
Okay.
Okay, that one, I won't even.
Are you still with those guys now?
No.
And so effectively,
No, I'm just saying you asked the question. So it doesn't necessarily have to be someone I'm not in a relationship.
The point is this, and that's why I asked that. Because you've brought some things in your story, a couple of things in your story.
So that's why I emphasize on the point that, like, if you ask all of us here now.
Let me clarify, okay? From the time you started having boyfriends now, roughly, how many boyfriends have you had? Roughly 5. So those ones and some of them give you stuff when you ask them for it.
I've actually never received a gift from a guy.
Wow.
You've never?
I've never received a gift from a guy.
No, what I mean is that not gift now. You demanded. You said that if you demand and they say no, you go to your uncle now.
Yeah.
So are you telling that all the 5 guys you dated, when you asked them for things, all of them said no?
No, okay, no. If that's what you're saying, no.
And so some said yes now.
Yeah.
Of those that said yes to you, you are not with them now.
I'm done with them.
You're not with them presently.
Okay, yeah, no.
So they are giving you a gift from the point of utility for the guy, long-term relationship. those guys even saying yes to you really hasn't contributed to you still being in a relationship.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Rephrase.
You mentioned that you told us the story that your mom brought you up not to depend on a guy.
Yeah.
Okay, please help me.
Sure.
All right.
Yes.
And then you mentioned that if you dated the guys you dated in question, once they ask you for stuff, you go to your uncles
Yes.
When they refuse.
when they
When they
refuse.
refuse, yes.
Okay. Now, of all those guys that you asked for stuff, some of them said yes to you.
Yeah.
Of those that said yes to you in your relationship, okay, you are still not with them.
No,
So
I'm not.
so they are saying yes to your demands,
And you're not still with them.
it still has no effect
Effect, yes.
on you being
keeping
with
the
them,
relationship.
in keeping the relationship.
No,
And I wanted
it
to hear-
was.
I wanted to hear
Because
that
you made up the story. The story you made up. The way
No, I
the way the
didn't make
story.
it up.
No, I'm not saying you made up. What I mean is that the way the story was set up as if the reason why you exited relationships. What I was thinking was that your dad left also,
So
and the
because
people
they
that you exit. Once you feel that there's anybody who has a sign of not being able to meet your financial needs,
No.
you exited the relationship.
No,
Yeah.
that was why I said I had to reorientate myself. Do you understand? Because I over the years I got to a point where I realized that according to what my mom and my sister used to tell me, it happened to my mom doesn't mean it will happen to me. So I had to get to the point where I realized that my mom was the one dropping the stuff. Like my mom was the one
Footing the bill.
footing the bills and everything. And I felt that if I got into relationships and I didn't have to foot any bill, that's why I said I passed through the entitlement phase, the way I put it. So I felt if I didn't have to do all those things, like if I didn't have to
Be with a man.
be with a man where you have to demand, or not even necessarily demand, where I have to drop something, I felt it was going to be different.
Have confused me.
I'm also confused. In
No.
your story, sorry.
I felt
No, I want to understand. I'm sorry. On the just we're following you. Whatever. I want to
Yeah.
understand. You're saying that your mom was paying in the relationship,
yeah.
and then your dad left.
Yeah.
Now, and it made you realize that you cannot be with a man in which you have to pay the bills. That was back then. Now you have
Yeah.
changed. Okay, that's basically
Which
So you-
gave you this entitlement
which gave you this
spirit.
Yes,
entitlement.
yes,
So
Whatever.
you're changed now. I say that now you can be with a man that you pay the bills or what?
I can be with the man that I can split the bill. I don't have a problem.
No,
splitting the bill.
pay the way your mom paid.
Oh no, not
And so you haven't
pay.
changed
I
now.
can be no. You don't wait.
You haven't changed now.
No,
Exactly.
let's be honest. No, let's be honest. You don't expect me to get married to somebody
Fitting the whole
and be footing the whole bill.
Excuse
No, the question we ask is: have you
Yes.
been in a relationship? Have you seen people in which you identify that because I out-earn this person, I will not date this person? And then you answer, and you've told us this story, and the conclusion is yes. If you are with a guy who you out-earn, obviously you probably would have to either
I can
split
split the bill. That's what I'm saying.
but you- in some
I can't
cases-
carry the whole. I can't shoulder the whole responsibility.
If
I
the
can
bill
split
is,
the bill.
if you earn 200 grand, okay,
Okay.
let's use scenario, and Oji will jump in right now. If you earn
Okay.
200 grand, the guy earns 100K,
Okay.
and the bill is 150.
Okay.
All right. That means splitting the bill means that the guy will be dropping 75K. You'll be dropping 75K. The guy will be left with 25 at the end of the month. You'll be left with 125. You can see how that's the recipe for.
You know that
And that's
this.
what
You,
it's
you
for.
know that
Marriage.
this thing differs from. I don't know. Someone mentioned something about it being relative. This thing differs from person to person. Take for instance now, I can be earning 200K. The person I am with, relationship now, the person may be earning 100K, and then we decide to stay together. We decide to stay together. Now, if the guy wants to drop the 75K and I'm dropping the 75K, that's on him. But
And what if
naturally,
you are dropping,
okay, let me
you
not
are
say.
dropping 100, he's dropping 50.
And I'm still getting to that point. That's why I said it differs from person to person. If you're with somebody that you're looking to build a future with, I'm earning higher than the guy. And take for instance, like you said, the bill is 150. It all comes to finding a balance between the both of us.
The question is you, not person to person. You are the person.
Okay, me.
Yes.
I'm the person. I don't have a problem with it.
Okay, now.
Because at the end of the day now, even if say maybe okay, the bill is 150, right? even if the guy is dropping 50 and I'm still dropping 100, I still have 100 and the guy has a 50.
Nah, the problem
So
is
I
that-
still have more than the guy.
Now, chill.
And that's if the guy knows now.
Your story. The guy is, now, you said that your mom raised you that you shouldn't depend on the guy.
Yeah.
Okay. And your dad left. Sorry about that. Now, there's something that I was expecting you to say. You said if you ask a man for money, he doesn't give you. I was going to say that you go and get the money yourself. You still go and ask another man.
How old am I? I'm going to my uncles that stood in place for me as a father. I'm not going to meet. I'm not going to meet any random person.
I know. Chill first. You said you started dating. So I'm assuming you are not 5 years old. You are probably 18.
I'm
Are
probably
you
how old?
You are probably 18.
No, when it started.
When you started dating, let's assume you are probably
Okay,
18 or
okay.
20. So that means you have some means to earn some money. So I was expecting you to go and say you go and get the money yourself. But asking another man.
No, I never. No, if you say no, if you're saying
sorry.
I'm coming. Wait,
Can I
let
finish?
me
Can
say.
you know I like to finish.
Okay.
I like to finish. Now, there's nothing you want to say. You still went to meet either your uncle or you still went to meet another
Still a
man.
man.
Because you said your mom raised you to be independent. So I was thinking that
First, I'm gonna look for a job.
George did not give you.
Yes,
I'll just go and get the money.
job.
But that's okay. Now, the flip side of the story is that they said your mom was footing the bill, then your dad left. Now, there was something I was expecting you to say. In your story, there was no place where you mentioned that you talked to your dad. Why did he leave? Because I'm sure that
2 years.
Men don't just pack their things and leave. Hold on now.
That's
No, hold on. Chill.
Okay.
You've spoken about the lady. I'm talking about I'm advocating. I don't know your dad. I'm advocating your dad for your dad. Now, men don't just pack their things and leave.
Okay.
I think you should ask him, why did he leave?
Did he
You
even,
know that-
did she
hold
even
on
know
now.
him?
And in your story, your mom, I don't know if she told you, but you never mentioned that your mom told you why he left. It was your uncle. So I think you should have a conversation with your mom. Why did he leave? Men don't just leave.
I don't.
That's-
I'm
That's
coming.
not really.
No, wait. I don't need to have a conversation with these people again. Let me put it that way, because I have.
Okay.
I just didn't mention
Okay,
it.
what
I
did
have.
your dad leave from his mouth?
Another thing, she said her uncle
I think
told
he said
her
something.
already
Let-
that her dad used the money to buy Benz, which you can tell me to
shows
that
he
he was
loves-
spending
That's-
lavishly.
Yes,
Wait, another question I feel you should ask her is, does she even know her dad?
Chill.
No, I do actually.
Chill, of course she does.
Does he?
Okay,
Sorry.
why did he leave?
We have to ask if
No,
she's
I'm not-
comfortable.
No,
no,
like
yeah,
that.
okay,
Okay, so
Yeah,
within the
that's
scope
fine.
of this conversation, all right, so that we don't, again, obviously, if she's not willing to talk
Share
about
that,
that issue,
so
then
it's
let's
okay.
just let's.
No,
not-
I shared that story because first of all, I deviated from how I was brought up. That was why I brought up that story, because a lot of times we ladies, especially like when you're in your teens, your early 20s, you feel like the man should do everything. And I had that mentality. Take for instance, my older sister.
Why do you feel that the man should do everything? Why did you feel the man should do everything then?
Because I felt like my mom went all out and it didn't work for her. So I thought I
Post-traumatic
wanted to
problem.
try something different. But now my older sister, by the time my sister was, I think 22 or 23, she knew who she wanted to get married to. Like they dated the whole years, got married a few months before she clocked 31. It was different for both of us. And there were certain things that my brother-in-law told me before they got married that like made me really cut cap for my sister, because at that point in time, I didn't think I was matured enough to handle that kind of thing. And that was why I brought up this story. This is how my mom brought me up, but then this is how I decided to turn out. Now, him talking about me saying I needed money and I went to another man. These are the people that stood in for me as fathers. It's not like I stopped to meet any random guy on the road.
Hold on. You
to
not
ask.
saying still. How your mom bought you the same way you are. You won't foot the bills. That's you said.
That's the point he's trying to get.
That's my
across.
point. You understand? You said you are defeated. You
Do not take it sentimental.
No, I'm not
Do you
taking it
understand?
sentimental, but I'm just saying if we are going to be like fully honest, like we're going the whole length of being honest, you don't expect to be in a relationship with somebody and you are footing the whole bill. Do you understand?
We're not saying footing the old bills.
Okay, what are you saying? That's what he's saying now.
No, that's not what he's saying.
What is he saying?
He's going to say what he's saying.
Now,
Okay.
chill. Now, the question was that can you guys do 50-50?
I can, and I said I
Hold
can.
on. And for some excitement, you people said you can.
No, there was no
But from-
excitement.
no.
I can.
Of course, everybody is design. But from research, we found otherwise. women who foot the bill 50-50 with their man, no matter how honest you are, no matter how you say you are respectful, there will be a point where you be content. Of course, you have friends now, you have people that the husband are doing everything for them. So ideally, probably, I'm not sure you guys are an exception, but let's assume most women won't want to feel the bill 50-50 with the man. Forget everything they tell you. That is the way the one will tell you that, baby, let's do this. You don't have money, you can stay in one room. Let's get married because probably a clock is ticking and all that. Now, if you as the guy feel it's different, but then you see shake, you know that everything is saying.
Okay, Oji, let me ask you a question.
Let me finish.
Out of all of us, all the ladies here, how many do you know personally?
Okay, chill. Of course, I don't know. That's why I'm quoting research. Now, you can't.
Research.
So you prefer to quote research than to have
Over
actual
reality.
conversations?
Of course, I
Yeah.
don't bank on your opinions now. You can lie, you can say, I don't know. So, hold on, chill.
Then why did you invite
chill
us
now,
to talk if you cannot bank
you
on
guys
our
are,
opinions?
hold on. I have to weigh your opinion with what is happening. Do you understand? And the fact that they are exception doesn't negate the rule. So, I have to look at your opinion, wait with what is happening, observe reality and statistics that we have. Now, you people are saying that I can foot the bill. Baba, his mouth. You people cannot do the 50-50.
Thank
now,
you.
every woman wants, hold on, chill. You might criticize the bed. You can go ask a random woman. Every woman wants a man that will spoil her.
Yeah.
Now, that spoiling might be different. You see that 50-50 bill? Women that have tried it, I mean, you get to a point that
Yeah, there's a threshold.
she will be, she'll get to a limit. You can't take
And why do you think she got to that limit?
Hold on now, I'm not talking about you. Hold on. She gets to a limit where she can't take it anymore, where she start disrespecting the man. She start telling the man, I'm coming, please cook for me and all. Of course.
So wait,
Hold
I don't
on,
know.
Number one, my question to you is this: how many marriages have you visited? One.
Never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes.